Alright guys, looks like we're going to do a local stream today. We've got a very special guest with us. This is my buddy Theo. Best friend, I think. We're going to call it. You're allowed to speak, actually.
Yeah, I just wanted to see how long.
No, yeah.
Imaginary best friends are also a thing sometimes, so.
Anyway, so Theo is just getting into Pokemon, doing the playthrough of Pokemon X, which I think you're gonna do right now.
Yeah, I can do things. I cannot do two things at once, but yeah, I'll be able to try.
Well, if you don't want to, you don't have to.
I might.
Meanwhile, I am gonna be hatching some Massive Method Deerling, trying to get a shiny Deerling summer form, and we're gonna do that presently as soon as I put on one of these Roto hatches, of which I have 8. And it's time to get started. Cool. Sweet. I did not think this was going to happen today, but I'm glad we're able to do something here.
I mean, yeah,
this is great.
Streaming seems like in my current place of residence isn't going to be a thing. So
it was. Streaming takes so much fucking internet speed. It's so dumb. Oh, actually, by the way, I should mention this is rated R today. It's not usual. Cursing allowed.
Only take your sick friends here.
Well, I mean, what if they have like cancer?
Oh, that would be really bad, and I'd feel terrible.
Yeah.
So just take them anyway. That's fine.
So anyway, yeah. Like I said, I apologize for being able to stream today. But I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Nevertheless.
I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. Let's do this. By the way, so like I mentioned, Theo is doing his first playthrough of Pokemon X here.
Yeah.
We're kind of doing sort of I don't know what exactly to call it, a spirit lock.
What would one call it?
I don't know. There's all these kinds of there's all these various locks you can do, all these various methods of playing the game. And basically we're doing, so I'm doing kind of a Nuzlocke. Theo's doing a regular playthrough. But I'm encountering one Pokemon per route, and I have to use that Pokemon. Theo's doing a regular playthrough, but after we beat every gym, we battle.
That's right.
And
currently, one of us is going to get a prize.
Yeah, we're not sure what the prize is. Are we sure what the prize is?
Are we actually doing the prize?
I don't think we're doing the prize.
Okay.
So, basically, Theo, we did one battle. We beat the first gym. Theo battled me. He won. Because
cleansed from the jaws of death.
My team has entirely consisted of fire and bug types. I don't know how that happened. But I got my ass kicked a little bit. I also got greedy, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, I almost.
Fennekin.
Yeah, it's not for the after the very first my first Pokemon actually went down. I was pretty sure that I got her.
No, Theo actually is a really balanced team right now. What is your current team? Look at the thing.
My current team. Granted, I didn't get to get all the stuff I wanted. I'm trying to actually play quicker than I would normally do.
And yeah, I just want to point out that it took Theo several hours to get out of Santaloon Forest.
This is all new
yesterday. To me. No, it is true. Theo is like a total rookie at this, so he gets like a pass for everything.
Also, people that know me know that I also take a very long time to do things.
I think I mentioned this before, actually.
Okay, right.
Theo, you are the biggest game completionist that I know of.
I may be, but I'm also like hipster against it. So I'm like the little anti-me.
No. Here's the deal. I just wanted to tell him about how you played Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh.
What did you do in Final Fantasy VIII?
Well, I would spend many an all-nighter.
This is in college, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I was a roommate with him. Rowan may know that I would spend the entire night, multiple nights, literally just deciding this item might be better on this one character, and then changing it around. Not only that,
but I believe,
yes,
and correct me if you're wrong.
No, please don't.
That you were very much a completionist about the card game.
Oh,
within the game.
See, what happens is with games within games can be a real problem because what happens, and I'm sure some of you must know, once you get started with that game, you're like, well, this is great. And I should probably be awesome at this. And then at some point, you're like, you know what? I've stopped playing the game. The actual game,
because you're playing the game within the game.
That's right. You're like, well, at least I got everything here, but the game actually that I'm playing, which is the game of the game, is really boring compared to the actual game.
No, because it's like basically fucking It's like Final Fantasy Mahjong or some shit.
That's right. That's right.
It was. I don't know.
The best part about it though is that it actually, if you did it in years,
Yeah.
I think I started Final Fantasy VIII in my freshman year of college. I finished it in my second year of graduate school.
Oh, you actually finished it?
I finished it, and not even on the same console.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I had a Vita, of course. I'm a big fan of a Vita. I was, and maybe I still am.
Lots of music. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
This is, man down.
Man down. Music down.
Well,
I see what happened here. This is
very important.
Shuffles on. We gotta reset this.
So it's interesting,
right,
but apparently you can actually use the PS3 to get saves from your PlayStation 1 memory card, because I have a little device that does that. Then from the PS3, it's in a different form it's like a emulated form. So at that point, you can actually switch that. You can transfer that digital save onto your Vita. I finished the game on my Vita, and I'm very proud of that.
Really?
Although it took about 5 years. So anyway, that's the whole point. And we're moving on.
Well, I just want, because not only I just recall you not only wanting to finish a card game and figuring out the perfect combination of mana or whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know.
Oh my god.
What the hell you even do?
Yeah,
you want to grab one?
No.
Oh, by the way, we're drinking right now.
No, that's
Shush. No, this is on YouTube. This is not on Twitch.
Oh, then yes. I don't know.
It's a rated R stream, by the way. I think I mentioned. F-bombs abound, and we are each well over 21, and in this country that means we're allowed to drink quite a lot, I might add. Although I am drinking very low alcohol IPAs here. I'm a huge fan of these session IPAs.
He is. And actually, I have to say that he's got me interested in them. They're pretty awesome, actually. They're
delicious.
Actually, the reason I was thinking about it is because of Pokemon to begin with.
Really?
Yeah. I was just thinking today. I was like, well, okay, how can I enjoy Pokemon more?
By drinking. By drinking.
Well, you can say that about other things too, Robert.
Yeah, thinking, but I'm saying it about Pokemon.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. That's true. Well, okay, let's move on.
Anyway, so how do you like Pokemon so far?
Me?
Yeah.
Who else is here?
No, yeah, no. You. What are you doing with the dog? The dog, but I gotta tell you about this dog. We'll talk about the dog in a
Oh
sec.
no. I actually, so far, I'm really enjoying it. My only Pokemon experience and my Pokemon resume, so far is a little tiny bit of Soul Silver, which I got incredibly infatuated with the little device. The
Pokewalker.
The Pokewalker.
Pokewalker.
Until it ran out of batteries, and I'm like, well, screw this game. And I could have gotten more batteries. Anyone knows?
You could have.
Actually, I did. I never.
They're just a little watch batteries, right?
It's been waiting to be put in for years. I bought it years ago.
Yeah.
But so this
at least you have the Pokewalker. These games, by the way, these days, those games are so expensive with the Pokewalker.
Yeah.
If you get a Heart Gold with the Pokewalker, it's probably like $100+.
No way.
Yeah, and without the Pokewalker, with just the cartridge, not in the box or anything, at least $50 or $60.
I did see that. I'm like, I was just looking. I just actually recently got a 3DS, a new 3DS XL, and
I love the new 3DS XL.
I do.
So good.
It's so awesome. And so when I was looking at those prices, I was really astounded.
Yeah.
$50 for this old console game. That's crazy.
It, to be fair, is probably the best Pokemon game that's ever been made. It's my favorite, anyway.
I'm not gonna put it down. I mean, I was enjoying it while I was playing.
Yeah. Good. So glad you like that.
Yeah, but actually, no, I'm enjoying this a lot.
Yes. I'm glad. Good. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about this dog real quick. Theo showed me a picture of this dog a long time ago. It is the most adorable thing I've ever seen.
She's
and so I was very excited to see this. So I'm, coming here visiting, like, oh man, this is great. I'm going to be able to play with this dog. Turns out, no. Because the dog is scared of me. Really, frightened. I don't know what it is. Apparently it's
a rescue dog.
It's a rescue dog.
Yeah.
And particularly scared of men. This is not the first time I've had a dog scared of me, simply because I am a man.
Something from a sad past.
Yeah. Not only am I a man, I'm a big guy. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm about 6 feet tall. A little under, like 5'10".
You're taller than me, and I'm 5'11", so you got to be
5'11". Yeah. Point is, I'm probably the biggest person who's been in this house for a long time.
Probably.
Theo's mom, by the way, who also lives here. Or should I mention that? Well, it's too late now.
Yeah.
Theo's his mom. But it's okay because he's a strong, independent man who's working on a mathematical thesis, I should add.
Yeah.
And I have not been counting any of these eggs. I'm at least on this egg right here.
I only wish you were counting more eggs.
I know. I actually gotta get on that.
My one regret.
What was I gonna say? Working on a mathematical thesis, which is very impressive. I'm told it's over 100 pages.
Over 100 pages.
That's insane.
Over 100 pages of recaptured material that was first captured for me. About Pokemon, you capture a Pokemon.
There you go.
My advisor and I don't get along so well.
Wow.
I'll leave it at that.
I'm sure no advisors watch this channel.
Yes, let's hope.
So,
and if they do, actually, props to you.
Yeah. Hey,
actually,
I'm capturing a wider audience, I guess.
In that case, we have something to talk about again. So that's pretty cool.
But anyway, I think the original point is that Thea's mother is a tiny woman.
She's a very special.
Kind of gets tipsy after a sip of wine, kind of thing.
The smallest sip.
Oh. Theo, by the way, I also want to point out, is Jewish. He's my Jewish friend.
I am his one Jewish friend that he's ever met.
And I only have one. I've only ever met one Jew in my entire life. It's Theo.
It's necessary. Only one person can meet.
Yes, that's how they like.
Yeah, you capture one.
Yeah.
And then you.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh.
That was your words.
But, don't take this anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, just
so anyway, the point is as Jewish as Theo is, which I don't think is that you're not overtly
pretty Jewish.
Anyway,
okay,
Theo's mother is the epitome of Jewish mothers.
If
you can remember, just imagine, like if you can think of like the one lady. I don't watch the Big Bang Theory, but
the
Big Bang Theory.
No, that's totally. You're right.
But
that's exactly.
What is his name? What is the character's name?
Oh, it's man, it's funny if you hadn't said what is his name.
I don't know. Simon. No, it's not like that.
No, it's something. Howard.
Howard. Is it Howard?
Yeah, Howard.
Yeah,
Howard.
Anyway,
so
just think about that. Except as
more
barely
shriek.
5 foot tall.
Yeah, she's like 5. She's like 5'2".
That's it. That's not
ish, maybe.
By the way, I gotta check how many eggs I've got. I started with 640. Oh, people get short.
Oh, that's sad.
It is. That's the fact of life.
Sad. It is.
All right. I think I've against all odds, I think I've counted my eggs correctly with my little counting,
that's awesome.
Punching the button.
We were just talking about how awesome that particular counting program is.
Yes, I love this. By the way, I use for my counter. A lot of people have asked this. It is the Death Counter plus soundboard. Yeah, see the soundboard is there. So I could use a soundboard with this. I don't. It isn't. Although I heard.
If anyone actually gets that joke, I give major props to you.
Well, I think at this point it's a meme, internet meme, but I think people have forgotten where it came from.
That's right.
Is the thing.
Arnold soundboards, those are the best.
Well, not even that, but just Arnold Schwarzenegger, specifically, I believe it's Kindergarten Cop.
That's right.
Kindergarten Cop, early 90s movie.
That's right.
Which I think we're both aficionados of, late 80s, early 90s culture. That's kind of our milieu.
I don't know what that word means.
It means that's our safe. That's our best kind of environment. Environs. Yeah. We went to a place yesterday. We went to this brewery yesterday. Charlotte, by the way. I'm in Charlotte right now, Charlotte, North Carolina.
This is my hometown.
It's Theo's hometown.
Yeah. Look me up. You'll never find me.
Right. Well, if you look up Theo and Charlotte,
do it.
Let's see what happens. Google, do your thing.
No.
Do you still have a Facebook account? Have you deleted that yet?
No, it's actually.
I haven't.
This is the perfect time to delete Facebook. If anyone here is thinking, you know what? I wonder if I should. I've never liked Facebook. I kind of want to get rid of my account. This is the perfect time to do it.
Switch to MySpace or Google Plus.
Is MySpace still a thing?
Yeah, MySpace is still. It's still around.
Did it make a resurgence or something?
Not really, but there were definitely jokes about
how bad it is.
Well, not how bad it is, but how everybody should switch to MySpace. Actually, it doesn't exist in any form that you would recognize.
It's evolved.
It has evolved into something that you wouldn't even know what it is. The Tom guy. You know how everybody's first friend was Tom. You sign up to MySpace, you get Tom as a friend.
I thought that was okay. So Dragon Ball Abridged. I did not know. I never got that. Really?
That's
What?
Tom from MySpace. It's everybody's first friend.
It's not just a joke.
No, on MySpace. If you sign up to MySpace, you get a friend. Your friend is Tom.
Who is Tom?
It's the founder of MySpace.
Okay, all right.
It's like if you sign up to Facebook and you automatically had one friend and your friend was Mark.
Sorry, yes.
Now how?
Sorry, yeah.
Your friend was Mark.
Yeah.
Which is not. Instead, I really forgot to do something. That's okay. Poor Mark.
I know. Deported.
Anyway, I just realized you can look at this right now. This stream is different from all my other streams. Because I forgot to put my little Kangas Kid logo on there.
Oh,
I brought it with me. It's supposed to go in this little section right here, and I forgot to do it.
Oh,
that's okay. It's gonna be like that for the rest of the stream.
Otherwise,
it's gonna be awkward.
You forgot to bring it with you.
No, I have it. I have it with me right now. I forgot to put
on
it
your
in
person.
It's on the USB that's plugged into your computer.
Every time you said that, I'm like, you didn't bring it in your suitcase? Is this?
It was I didn't bring a suitcase. I traveled light, by the way.
AR is the future.
I had 2 bags. What about AR?
We're talking about real life things and virtual. Okay, let's just go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. AR is the future. What he said.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure it is, right?
Probably.
Have you tried an Oculus Rift yet?
No, I'm never going to get anything that's expensive. In fact, instead, I will always recommend this instead. You can get the same, well, not an Oculus Rift maybe, but you can get something similar that works on the PC for about $30.
Really?
So, well, yeah, the software is improving, but you can get VR things that are made for the phone. You know, like almost like Google.
Yeah, I've seen some of those.
It's pretty much Google with a cardboard. There are apps, by the way, and there are also related programs for the computer.
Yeah.
That make it so that you can use those as a full-blown PC VR helmet. The only thing stopping, of course, those sort of things from busting into the mainstream is rights or whatever else. I'm not sure exactly if it's rights, but clearly, NVIDIA and the other companies that are involved in those big name helmets, there's two of them in particular. I mean, there's a lot of scandal there, so I won't get into it. But you can get it for a lot cheaper. Just look up VR on the phone and you'll find it eventually.
Speaking of VR on the phone, this is an R-rated stream, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was watching Anthony Bourdain the other day. Oh, I guess it's technically not a stream. Anthony Bourdain is a celebrity chef.
Okay.
He's got a show on CNN right now called it's Parts Unknown. Which I actually really like. So he goes to various cities around the world.
Yeah.
And he both what did you say?
Fighting around the world.
He's a peaceful man.
All right.
He fights for peace. I guess if you fight for peace, are you still a fighter?
It's an old South Park reference, but yes.
Yeah, no, I guess I did not.
Goku is.
He's a fighter for peace.
Tried to destroy all the universes. So
did it work?
I won't say.
Is that at the end of Dragon Ball Super?
Maybe.
I didn't watch it, so. Anyway, Anthony Bourdain's got this show, Parts Unknown. The great show. He goes to places around the world. He not only meets and dines with the finest chefs, but he also goes to a random street food, and kind of goes down and dirty with the places he goes. And so he's going everywhere. But he did this one episode about God, I wanted to say it was Pittsburgh. I think it was Pittsburgh, but it could also have been Seattle. I think it was actually Seattle. So he did this one episode in Seattle recently.
Okay.
And he met with this couple that was on the forefront of something, which happens to be a virtual reality porn.
Oh.
That you use with your phone, and you put your phone into one of these headsets. So on the program, right?
I won't say anything.
It's too late now. The cat's out of the bag. No. So he on the program they put this porn headset. They give it to Anthony Bourdain
on air.
On air. That's amazing. And he's watching it. And he's looking at it, and you can tell that he's trying not to be creepy about it, but also that he really likes it. And so he's just kind of wow. And it's Anthony,
You're making a big effort.
Yeah, it was really funny.
It's like almost like watching The Office with awkwardness. But,
that was great. Well, more the British Office. If you guys never watched the British Office, if you think the American Office was awkward, not dead. Watch the British Office.
It is.
It's great.
This guy in college made me watch it, and I'm very happy.
I made you watch a lot of shows.
Yeah,
you made me watch a lot of shows. Here's the thing.
Sort of. Yeah.
No. We were talking. A lot of. One of the biggest questions I get is, what is your favorite anime?
Right.
And the answer is always Full Metal Alchemist, the original Full Metal Alchemist.
That's right.
This guy is the guy that introduced me to Full Metal Alchemist.
No,
back in college.
Not. Oh wait. Oh, is it true?
Well, okay.
Sort of, actually.
Not entirely.
Actually.
Okay. So, well. So what happened was, okay, is I was aware of it. I was aware of it actually back in high school, right?
Right.
A little bit when it was first airing, and I was like, and I had actually seen part of an episode. I'm like, okay, this looks okay. But I also thought at the time that it seemed like a very standard anime to me. But I saw a really weird episode. Like the first scene that I saw.
Yeah.
Was the scene where Al meets Barry the Chopper in the prison or whatever.
Right, the truck or something.
Yeah. No, not the truck. Not when Barry was still human. When he was
right.
I guess spoiler alert. It's fucking 10 years old.
It's 3 years.
10 years.
Okay, I was gonna say.
At least. Well, actually, no, it's not even. It's like fucking 15 years old.
Holy crap.
I know, right?
That's
It's
sad. That's very sad.
Anyway,
yeah.
Point is. I lost my point. Point is, so I had just seen the scene with one giant robot guy meeting one giant other armor suit guy, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what this anime is. All right.
When you describe it like that, it sounds like any other anime.
Right, exactly. No, because that's what I thought originally.
Right.
Anyway, so that's my first experience is that one scene, and then in college, I had known other people, had watched it and enjoyed it, and then Theo. I actually got a couple of discs of it. Yeah,
that's right.
Convinced me to watch the whole thing. I think we binge watched it in an insane amount of time.
Oh my god!
It was like 51 episodes. I would not be surprised if we watched that over like a weekend.
I would not either. Can you imagine the amount of ramen that was consumed?
No, in fact, I remember this distinctly. It wasn't ramen.
What?
If you recall that we had these meal points that we could use on Pizza Hut. And we got a shit ton of Pizza Hut.
So by the way, there you go. Pro tip: Pizza Hut meal points. We're free advertising.
Free advertising. Yeah.
Right.
Pizza Hut ain't giving me money.
No, we should make them do that.
We should. Yeah. But they're not going to.
Well, never
anyway,
mind.
plus,
don't use Pizza Hut. Any other.
You know what? Here, I'm gonna counter this. Pizza Hut, for all the free Pizza Hut that I got with free pizza, I ended up paying. I took out student loans. Did you take out student loans?
I will not say.
I took out student loans. I'm still paying for that Pizza Hut today.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. All these years later.
Horrible.
Sorry. I still have a cough. I'm still paying for that Pizza Hut today. Pizza Hut is the shittiest pizza. Was the shittiest pizza. I will say, out of the three main chains, and I consider the three main chains to be Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's.
Yeah.
All right. Now, granted, I haven't had Pizza Hut since college. It was shit in college. Yeah.
Since college?
Because I don't have a Pizza Hut near me.
Wait, that's strange.
Yeah, but I have Domino's and Papa John's.
Okay.
And my favorite pizza chain for a long time had been Papa John's.
That's right.
Right?
You're like, you gotta do Papa John's. You can't do anything but Papa John's.
You can't do anything but Papa John's. I was always like, people would be like, oh, let's get pizza.
Ow!
No, fucking, what did you do?
Nothing. I just jammed my knee. Yeah,
cool.
Papa John's, and that's your advertisement.
Oh no, I'm about to slag off Papa John's here too. Papa John's has gone down in quality
It has.
In the last couple of years, especially with this recent NFL controversy that they got.
Really, what happened with that?
Okay, so Papa John's was the official pizza sponsor of the NFL for a long time.
Yeah,
and then
you're
NFL.
You're talking to the two most astute NFL watchers.
I know, right?
No,
I keep track of.
Everyone, yeah. That's
more or
less. We keep track of our local teams. And whatever. Yeah.
Carolina Panthers occasionally do well. Cam Newton, I think, is a great player. He's going to be a Hall of Famer one day.
As long as he doesn't destroy his body before he...
Put the cap back on it.
No.
Otherwise,
Let it out.
no.
We're keeping Lucy in a box, guys. It's my dog.
Lucy is the dog, and the dog cannot. No, I'm kidding. We have a cooler here for the beer, and the cooler top was off, and that just...
It's a very horrible thing.
Totally defeats the purpose.
It's very
anyway, so NFL. We got
on a Pokemon stream.
Yeah, right.
Oh, this is horrible.
Those are the things we talk about. Do I still have? Oh, I still do have the Roto Hatch. This is great. Anyway, NFL. Oh, so the players started kneeling in protest of the national anthem,
right.
and Black Lives
all
Matter
and horrible crap
things
because
of that.
All sorts of horrible things going on.
Right, all sorts of horrible
Atmosphere.
things, and so they
Ridiculous.
decided to protest those horrible things by kneeling during the national anthem, which is their,
Right.
I feel like, right as American citizens. But it's, whatever. The guy, the Papa John's guy, Papa John Schnetter or whatever his name. He's got a really weird name. Shitter.
On the Papa John shitter. I do that every day after.
After eating Papa John's, you become a Papa John shitter.
Yeah.
He came out and said, I don't agree with these players doing these sorts of things. But that didn't make any, there was no immediate, backlash to that, except that, Papa John's sales have been, started falling, after a while.
Yeah.
And so then he came out and said, well, the Papa John's sales, they,
not indicative of the Papa John's sales.
well, no, he basically blamed it on these NFL protests.
Oh,
He said these NFL protests are the reason that the sales are in the shitter. And not the fact that the pizza quality had been decreasing.
It's even his own name.
Yeah, Schnetter.
Schnetter.
Not the fact that the quality, though, had been decreasing over years, but rather the fact that these particular players had decided to, in fact,
that's incredible.
enact their protest.
That's ridiculous.
So then the NFL came out and said, well, fuck you, Papa John's. You're no longer the official pizza sponsor of the NFL, and instead it's going to be Pizza Hut now.
Wow.
So Papa John's had this... They did done fuck up, matter of fact. So Papa John's went downhill, and anyway, the point is that I have been eating Papa John's the last couple of years, every so often. Constantly. Every day I eat Papa John's.
And now I don't know how to live any longer.
It's my number one source of food. It's I got the three main food groups. It starts, with your your bread, your pasta.
That's right.
And then next is the Papa John's, and then it's
and they order it by price, which
meat.
is obviously by what's higher in the food pyramid.
Exactly.
It's very healthy.
You heard it here first. Papa John's is a healthy alternative to food. So
very good. If you're looking to be another kind of thing besides a human, go ahead.
I don't know who it is. It's like some kind of alien that subsists off Papa John's. It's like some weird sci-fi novel.
That's right.
It's an alien that exists entirely off Papa John's.
It's like it's that whole thing with meat. It's like oh my god, they're meat creatures. They talk through their meat flaps.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Right.
There's some. What is that sci? There's some sci-fi story exactly like
it's a short
that.
Story. That's right.
It's like I can't believe these things are made of flesh.
That's right.
Like
all
basically.
Meat. Yeah. I talked to this person on Earth the other day. It was made of meat. Those are the cattle.
So exactly, but what if you were made of Papa John's?
That's right.
Like Pizza the Hut.
Actually, pizza. Actually, I hate to say it, Pizza Hut beat you there, Robert.
Oh,
Pizza Face.
Look at that.
Remember Pizza Face?
I don't remember Pizza.
Because Pizza Face was my hero.
I never ate
Pizza Face.
Pizza Hut.
I loved Pizza Face.
Why?
You can't because I loved him. Because I
bet you love the Noid too. Do you love the Noid?
But
do you know the Noid?
Noid?
The Noid.
No.
Well, I assume Pizza Face is Pizza Hut's old advertising mascot.
One of them, yeah.
Yeah. The Noid was Domino's.
Really?
Yeah. So the Noid was this weird creature. It kind of looked like a weird, deformed man dressed up in a rabbit outfit.
Oh, please. Oh,
yeah.
No, that sounds terrible.
It was really weird.
I was just thinking of fur on pizza.
Well, it's not fur. It was like spandex.
Gross.
It was spandex. It was
Spandex
artificial. So.
Rabbit? Like the rabbit was in spandex?
Yeah.
Or a person was
it was the person. It was a person playing a rabbit, but the rabbit suit was made out of spandex.
It just makes me think of like I had this teacher in high school actually, and right.
He was a furry.
No.
And wore a lot of spandex.
No. This guy was it was a kabuki theater. it was cool. It was pretty cool that he actually had experience, and music is gone. It's just gone.
Gone?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. I accidentally entered the wrong route.
Anyway, but he would put on spandex. Was it Kabuki? No. It was something else. Was that?
Nope. Nobi?
No. It was a different kind of Japanese theater.
Yeah, there's Kabuki, and then there's...
It's very similar to Mime. It was literally almost like what Mime came from.
Right, okay.
Anyway,
apparently I don't
he would
know.
get into full-class spandex whenever he could, this teacher. And it was, I won't say his name, it was incredible. And horrible, because we all had to watch and try not to laugh. We all laughed. Always.
That's really
I mean,
weird.
we were in 8th grade, and this guy was in very tight spandex. And taking it very seriously on a stage. And we had to
Why was he on the stage?
Because
was he giving a one-man show?
Yeah, he was. Apparently, that was his deal.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, that was a very interesting time. Somehow this all correlated to the conversation before.
Oh, yeah.
And from that originally.
Oh, I was going to tell the story of the Noid. There's an incredible story of the Noid.
Right.
Okay, so the Noid is, like I said, this advertising character in the weird spandex, right?
Right.
So, and the slogan for the Noid was "Avoid the Noid."
Oh no!
Right? Have the Noid. Yeah.
I do kind of remember that.
And the Noid was supposed to be like hunger. Avoid the Noid. Order Dominoes. The Noid was always trying to steal the Dominoes or some shit like that.
Right.
Anyway, it turns out there was this kind of mentally ill guy whose last name was Noid. They thought all the commercials.
I heard about this.
He thought all the commercials were about him.
He was also paranoid. That's right.
Yeah, and so he got super paranoid, schizophrenic.
There were some strange circumstances around it too. Like it was coincidental.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
And so he ended up, I think, holding up a Domino's.
That's right. It was almost tragic, but it was also hilarious. You didn't know whether to laugh or feel bad for this guy or both.
I would feel bad.
Yeah.
I think he might have committed suicide.
Oh,
that's really sad.
Actually, it's
a really downer end of the story.
Well, we're done. I'm kidding, but
we should move on to another subject, though.
Should we?
Yeah. Yes. Probably
one that's not a good ending.
No. Well, I mean, it was a sad ending in real life.
This is why you always eat your crust rubber.
I think I messed up my count again, by the way. I think I'm on 680 or something. I don't even know.
So, they should have a program that checks the number. I mean, honestly,
but the game doesn't have any kind of functionality for that.
Is there any one thing that happens that's very distinguishable on the screen every time that happens?
No.
Okay.
There's not. You
can't do it. You know what? If you don't want to, that's fine. You can do whatever you want.
You're getting guilted over here.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh Lord. But so anyway, going to the original point is that Papa John sucks. I think we're going way back here. Papa John sucks, and the
Domino's actually might be where it's at.
I think Domino's is probably the best right now.
I mean, which is
weird because they did that rebrand a couple of years ago. Do you remember that?
That's right. Well, so a few of them did. Papa John's did a rebrand, if I remember correctly, as well.
I don't remember Papa John's. Domino's was big. Domino's rebrand was basically like, hey, we know our pizza sucks.
That's right.
We think it sucks less. Why don't you, come and try it?
It was actually kind of the cool thing for any kind of big company to do. I'm not trying to say that you should respect that, but I do think it's cool that they would actually go that far.
I know they hired remember this old SNL bit? Who are the ad wizards that came up with that one? Okay, never mind. It's just me. It's just me.
It's just we're the only two people here.
You know. Oh, we don't even have. I don't have a stream. Usually the stream validates me, and they say, yeah, I remember that. One person will be like, oh yeah, see, somebody remembers.
Can say.
Nobody. This time, nobody. I got an audience of one here.
Avoid. No one can agree.
You got to avoid the Noid.
Oh wow, we're back at square one.
I had a nightmare last night, by the way.
You did?
Yes. It was the most terrible nightmare. No, it was not about the dog acting.
It
was a Pokemon related. It was a Pokemon related nightmare.
Lucy. Once again, it was Lucy.
Maybe. I've been so sad that I can't interact with this dog
Oh my god,
because
it's
it's
totally
scared
not
to me.
Lucy, I knew it!
No. It's not. It's not though.
Interact with them.
I can't. But what I'm saying is that maybe, just maybe, like my inability to interact with this dog and my sadness from that led to the nightmare, which is totally unrelated and is about Pokemon.
Okay.
The nightmare was that they revealed, like in Koro Koro magazine. Koro Koro is the magazine.
The cutest possible Pokemon. And you couldn't get it.
Koro Koro magazine is the magazine where they reveal like Pokemon news. Like every time a new game comes out in Japan.
Okay.
It's a Japanese magazine.
Okay.
It's in Japanese.
Whoa.
Yeah. Fucking whoa. Japanese magazine in Japan.
We got to bring up later the fact that the guy that likes way too many animes. That's me.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've talked about on the stream actually many times about how I can't find a good anime anymore. Not one that engages me.
Finish your thing.
But we'll get back to that. Okay, Nightmare about Pokemon. Koro Koro magazine revealed the next Pokemon games. All right, and several, actually, many Pokemon from them, and they were all vivid in my memory, back then. But most importantly, is that they revealed, and we've actually been talking about the number of Pokemon types.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, recently, and how there's I think 18 at the moment, 17 or 18 types.
Sounds familiar from what you said.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I can't even keep track of it these days. It's 17 or 18.
This guy's memory is infallible. So I'll just say
not so much anymore.
Well, you're talking to someone who had a not so great
slow
memory
march of age.
before now.
That's true.
And now it's like, well,
I've caught up with the memory.
Yeah.
I can't remember things. That's not important, though.
I will guarantee you have a much better. It's pretty
well,
much.
So my memory is very specific. It's memory for absolutely useless pieces of trivia.
That's the best kind.
And it's not memory for like actual important stuff. For example, remembering whether or not I have a meeting scheduled.
Oh.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, that happens to me.
Yeah.
It's not good when that happens.
No. So anyway, I can't remember how many Pokemon types there are. But I certainly what I can't.
Rowan's being a little bit.
Rowan. It sounds like a remix. Remix. Yo, break him.
But he
break
actually
him off pieces of remix.
He's being a little bit modest here. I like that you actually were the one to
come up with your own description. He's being a little bit how do I say this? Brave? Yes, brave. Confident?
Brave. Yes.
Handsome? Oh yes, all these things.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, modest.
I know for a fact that Rowan he's not going to actually forget something like that. So
no, I actually forget how many Pokemon types there are though. I think there's 18. There's either 17 or 18. Anyway, Fairy type was the most recent type. And I think there's the right amount of types right now. If you had any more types, there's too many types. I've talked about this on stream many times. Many times. No, I talked about this on stream many times. We don't need new types. We need a rebalancing of the current type system.
Holy crap, though.
Okay.
You know that anyone who's developing these games is not going to be thinking about that. They're going to be like, what can I add to this? I'm new to the team.
Possibly. I think the Pokemon team is actually incredibly insular. They've been using the same people since the beginning.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, they've obviously grown and added new people, but the core people from the beginning are still there.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it.
You're Ken Sugimori, who did the original, a lot of the original Pokemon designs and music. Well, sure, he's grown, and now he's one of the head developers. He's a project leader. Oh, it's not 80 yet. He's actually surprisingly young.
Really?
Yeah, he's probably maybe 50.
A lot of those Japanese developers who developed games at an early age, it was an early age. I mean, they got into things when the whole
very young.
Field, when the whole field was young, they were young too. It's surprising. It almost is like those people that was their young life.
Right.
Was to learn how to do that.
And it's
and they kept it the whole time.
Yeah. So. Getting back to the point. The point originally was I had a nightmare last night.
Right.
They revealed a new Pokemon game. B, they revealed several Pokemon from it, and I thought the designs were terrible. In my brain, these vivid designs, I thought there was like a new zebra Pokemon, and there was some kind of lizard kind of thing with like a drill on its nose.
A grill?
Drill, like a
grill.
grill. Not a grill. That'd be a terrible Pokemon. Yeah, that'd be a dumb idea.
It's terrible.
But I specifically remember that they got there were 2 new types added, and you know how much I hate adding new types. The types were of all things. I don't know why these were the
Lucy
types.
type and dog type.
No, it's not about that. It's not.
I'm pretty sure
It's not a biscuit.
it's not a biscuit.
It's not about the dog.
Okay.
It was the types were space type. I don't even know what space type is.
Space.
The final frontier.
That's right.
And then brightness type. Brightness type, or just bright type,
but
as
like
it were.
gamma type.
No. Well, I mean, it could. That's a better option, but it's not what.
Sounds cool.
That's not what the type was in my dream.
Yeah.
It was brightness type.
Yeah.
And so the zebra Pokemon that I mentioned, and the shitty thing is that we've already got a zebra Pokemon right now.
Yeah.
Right. So in my dream, they added a new zebra Pokemon, right? And it was bright type.
Oh, no.
And so it was like
it's white with black type.
The white bits basically were glowing,
it was white with black stripes, and it actually defined whether it was white with black stripes or black with white stripes.
I guess, it was white with stripes. Isn't it worth it? But maybe it's the white stripes were the part that was glowing to me. It was the white stripes.
That's a very good point.
It's like the band. It's a 7 Nation harmony.
It's the name of the show.
I don't remember the lyrics. Alias. Show about a spy. It's a great show. It's an Arrested Development reference, and you guys should absolutely be watching.
Anyone of any
Arrested
generation
Development.
ever. That show
is the funniest fucking show.
God, I know.
Although the Netflix I don't call it a reboot.
It was funny, but
it was not as good.
It was a different kind of show.
Yeah. But anyway, the Pokemon Nightmare. Anyway,
right.
So the Nightmare. Anyway, and I remember the name of the Pokemon game kind of. I remember like the basically the scans, the leaks of this magazine were bad leaks, and so you could only see one of the names of the games, and one of the games is called Pokemon Sail.
That's horrible.
SAIL.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. You're right. That was cool.
I like that one. Yeah.
And I forget what the other one was, but it was like it might have been like I forget what it was.
Pokemon Forget.
Well, I remember it started with the letter
Pokemon
R. That's horrible. Actually, it's terrible. It's a disease.
Actually, people suffer from
that affects far too many people.
It does, and actually, that's my worst fear. From people I love.
That's very sad.
Like my mother.
Like your mother?
But she's fine. She's fine.
It's fine.
We're moving on.
Yeah.
Better.
Oh no, but I can't remember. The other Pokemon game began with the letter R, and I can't remember what the letter R was.
Something.
No.
Zero.
It was Sail. Pokemon Sail. That's a game, right?
No. Well, it's a.
Zero. Hack.
Whoa, no, you're confusing bad things with good things.
Oh no!
Zero. Life in Another World. That was an awesome anime.
Thing. Oh, you think it's good.
But actually, before that, apparently it was I think it was. I know it was a webcomic actually, a Japanese webcomic. But
it sounds so familiar.
It was also a light novel that the webcomic author made.
Okay.
I haven't read either of those two things, but the one anime that I saw was pretty fun. It's one of the better made animes just because of the animation, at least.
Yeah, that's funny because there's a couple of animes that I really like for the animation.
Yeah.
There were otherwise like shit animes.
This one was actually a really cool anime, but with cool animation, just with certain things that you have to think of Rowan as someone who might not be into the things. Okay, he's all into alternate ideas. He's all into like accepting new things. That's fine.
I think so.
Yeah. But there's a certain sort of due diligence. There's like think of like the 50s man.
I'm 50s man now. That's a word for a superhero.
50s man.
He's 50s man. He has a good home, a good job.
He can't do anything today.
A retirement account. Now he's old. He's 50s. I was thinking like 50s man, like he's from the 1950s.
That's what I was
okay, because it's like 50 man, because it could also be 50s man, like he's in his 50s.
Oh,
right, which is different. No. He's 50s man.
That would be.
He has a prescription for Viagra. He
has more money for that company. Definitely not that. But I will say, I will say. Rowan is more like the kind of person who, if you're interested in the anime thing, try to give him suggestions, which I think you should, because
I get a lot of anime suggestions. Nothing is stuck.
I know.
Oh, except actually, we'll talk about that, I think.
Yeah.
In a sec.
Well, the general idea that I have about Rowan, and it's not perfect. It's just that there's a certain level of classicalness of what's. I don't mean normal in the non-hipster way. I mean what's reasonable. Like if something seems so far-fetched and you're just supposed to gobble it up.
Yeah.
There has to be a really fucking good reason.
100% agree.
And not only that, this is the hard part, and he may not agree with this part. But this is the hard part: is that not only does there have to be 100% good reason for that, but it has to present itself in such a way that the reason is paramount before the actual effect. So if something is crazy, if something looks crazy on screen, it has to actually have a reason, and the reason has to actually
make sense. Like, yes, have a big in-universe. Okay, sorry.
No.
I'm talking.
The reason.
I'm trying to.
It has to make
trying
sense.
to justify myself
here. It has
here.
to make sense, but it also has to make sense before it doesn't make sense, because this guy won't trust the idea that an anime or other things even can go out on a limb and actually do it in a proper way.
I agree.
So
I'm okay with that about myself.
And I am too, actually. It's actually not a bad. In fact, I find it a strength of a fiction.
Good. I'm glad.
Of a fiction, I mean, to be able to actually. Well,
you found it. I thought it was my strength.
No, it's never.
But
I don't know.
I have no strengths.
It's all weakness.
That
is your strength.
I was at a job interview recently. They said, "What is your greatest weakness?" I said, "Everything." Just everything.
Perfect. Man, just nailing it. But no. So the idea is, I find it a very good aspect of a fictional medium, or even just a medium, to be able to actually portray the reasoning behind something that seems far-fetched in a way that's not explicit immediately. So say you have some strange phenomenon, and you have to just kind of gobble it up and say, okay, I can accept
that exists.
That exists.
Yeah.
The best kinds of fictions that might present that will do it in a way, even if it's really strange, that will give you reason to believe that might be possible.
See, I agree. Here's the thing, though. I think a lot of these animes, if they do have an story reason for that, I find it actually more a problem with the storytelling.
Right.
That I basically haven't. That I can't grasp that yet. I think the story has to be laid out in such a way that the viewer is led to accept whatever this ridiculous phenomenon is. The one that screams out to me in that example is Neon Genesis Evangelion, which you still haven't seen. But it starts with like an alien attack, right? But tells it from the perspective, I think, of just a young boy who's visiting the town. Right, and
that's
Attack on Titan, I think. Way. Yes, exactly. That's a good thing. You have a character, right, who is the everyman.
Harry Potter. Look at Harry Potter.
Harry Potter's a good example. Also Star Wars, actually.
Yeah, that's right.
A character who specifically exists, almost a nobody, who exists to learn things at the same time as the audience.
You have to be able to. Yes. You have to be able to cough with this person.
Yeah, it's my fault. I've had this cough for like a week now, and I can't get rid of it. It's the worst thing, man.
All of my friends will have it too. That's very evil.
I know.
Also true.
That's because it was a maniacal laugh. Maniacal laugh.
Well, I'm done with that.
But I think the opposite of this is, so basically we're talking about those animes that look really nice.
Yeah.
But have relatively little story substance.
Yeah.
And the one that screams out like that to me, which I still really like because the animation is incredible.
Yeah.
The story just isn't there, is The Last Exile. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I have seen it.
Okay, so we can talk about this a little bit.
Yeah. So for a little while, I liked The Last Exile. It says something that The Last Exile is not on my list of favorite anime of all time.
Right.
And
despite it looks beautiful, can we agree that it looks beautiful?
It does.
It's amazingly animated.
I will say there's one aspect about that sort of storytelling that I believe, in a good way, was actually captured and then taken and used in a lot of other animes since then. And that's maybe been one of the only real positive parts of the average anime since then. And that's the idea that there should be a certain feel about the characters. That was there.
What is the feel about the characters, though?
There was an emotional tie to them.
Okay.
Well, if I had to describe it, I'd say these characters were, man, that bull was just non-stop. I'm sorry, looking at the screen.
Oh yeah, he's a Tauros, by the way. He's not a bull.
Which is perfect because going in a circle. If it was only actually going in a three-dimensional torus, that would, or actually
a Tauros and a Taurus. Oh my god.
When it's three-dimensional is up for debate, but yeah.
What is a Taurus? A Taurus is it's basically a three-dimensional oval. It's like, donut. Yeah.
It's also a coffee cup.
No.
You can deform it to a just because of the handle.
I see.
Yeah.
Theo, by the way, is a math genius.
Genius? That's a great compliment. And I will take it and say nothing. That's not true.
He's earning his fucking masters in mathematics over here.
Well, it should have been a master's. It's now more like a PhD
thesis.
But only because I was given too much time.
I don't know if you're the same way as me. You might be. I was actually thinking about this the other day, because I was reading a thread on Reddit.
Yeah.
About, and we were just talking about the job interview question, what is your greatest weakness?
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of people say, oh, you know what you need to do is you need to say something that sounds like a weakness, but it's actually a strength.
Yeah.
Such as, I work too hard.
Mm-hmm,
I care too much. Mm-hmm. You know? And apparently job interviewers, that is bullshit. And they know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
And they will not hire you for that shit.
That makes perfect sense.
Right?
Yeah,
and so what you should say is actually something that's an actual weakness because it makes you sound endearing and people know.
As bad as other
but not
really bad.
Right. Don't say like, well, I tend to steal money from companies that I'm working for.
I like to dig up graves and see what I can do with the bodies.
Don't say shit like that.
Yeah, that's really bad.
But
don't say it.
I found out my weakness. I found out my perfect weakness. There's something that is weak. No. Definitely do not dig up graves and participate in necrophilia. Please don't do it.
Thing.
The thing that my weakness, I'm beholden to a deadline.
Yeah.
In such a way that I will always get something done before the deadline, right? Or I will get things done by the deadline.
Yeah.
But I will not get things done before the deadline, right? Such that if something is due in a week, I will not even give a shit about it. But if something is due in like 2 days, I'll be like, ugh, I gotta do this.
Yeah, that very much, I'm very familiar with that. And probably a lot of people that are listening to this are, because...
Maybe it's just a procrastination thing, I don't know.
Well, you know what, in my very, maybe less worldly opinion, in my opinion, procrastination and the ultimate procrastinators, oftentimes, whatever that means, oftentimes are people that were able to get used to being able to do that and get away with it for a long time. And that means that typically these people are not incapable people at all.
Right.
They're pretty capable people. And a lot of the people listening to this probably are pretty capable people. Pokemon is a fun game. And all the friends that I knew that liked it, who are you? Smart
procrastinators?
No.
Maybe Pokemon is the source of the procrastination.
No, yeah, that's right. I'm just finding it now. It's like, it has reverse causality.
Maybe I should not have introduced you to Pokemon right now.
No.
But yes, no, I definitely find that I'm a procrastinator, but B, I will work like a bitch until I will work like a bitch.
That's a North Carolinian horrible accent.
That's a North Carolina.
You don't want to try to emulate.
No, I can. Yeah, I can. So North Carolina. There's various Southern accents, you know, within North Carolina, right? There's all Southern drawl, you know.
That's more like Tennessee.
Yeah, the real Tennessee. Because I think Tennessee more of a there's a Tennessee mountain accent. There's the mountain accent up in the mountains of North Carolina. Got a North Carolina mountain accent.
That's true. I don't know. I think it's a little bit pushing it.
I know.
To be honest.
But
But
of course,
still,
it's a caricature, so yes.
It's a caricature of the accent, sure.
There's different Southern accents. They're
Yeah. Okay. Here's one that's very typical of this part of North Carolina, and it's all right. Yeah. No. That's the wrong one. Hold on. Let me just think of it. Just emulate this person that I know real quick.
Yeah.
You know what you need to do? You need to actually work on certain things that will actually make it better.
Yep. Yeah, that's a North Carolina.
This is a North Carolina accent.
That's a North Carolina
And actually, what it will do is make him kind of pissed off because this kind of person will think that he knows everything that he's talking about.
Bless your heart.
Yeah.
You gotta bless your heart.
He will think that he knows exactly what he's talking about, and he will say it like he has authority to say it, and he will be like, you know what? This is why I believe what I believe, and this is the same thing, and that is true. But
that's a good one. I like who is. I'm not gonna say who that is, but that is Def. Oh no, it's your advisor, isn't it?
No. That'd be hilarious. No, my advisor's from somewhere completely different. No. It is a sort of almost family member, but not exactly family member.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
I know who it is.
All right, yeah.
Cool. Anyway. That's pretty fucking funny, though.
Yeah.
That's the North Carolina accent.
I used to do a better job. There was a little... full disclosure, there's a bit of mishap in the actual punctuations of the accent.
Well,
there,
you know.
Whatever.
It's best you know. The Southern accent's a very hard accent to
different. I mean, it's harder to differentiate.
Interestingly enough, I read this recently that the British accent, what we consider to be a typically British accent.
Yes.
You know, oh, high class, Mrs. Pettigrew. We must have tea sometime, kind of thing, you know.
Sure,
has only really existed since the mid 1800s.
Really?
Yes, it was.
What?
I mean, it existed somewhere in England, at some point in this entire time.
Right.
But it really became the overall British accent in the mid 1800s when they decided that was the accent of the rich, the upper class.
But I've always seen that still as the accent only in the rich.
Right. Well, yes and no. But I mean, that's even what we consider the normal British accent sort of thing. Is very similar to that. And they decided that was the accent of the rich and the upper class, and so everybody decided that they had to have that accent, and they hired speech teachers.
Are you kidding me?
Teachers, yeah, and
That's
it
crazy.
just spread like wildfire. And apparently, the original
Smokey
British
the Bear
accent.
is dead. I'm sorry. What were we talking about?
I mean, probably he's dead. Dude, it was a fucking bear in like the 1950s.
I was gonna say the same thing. I mean, it's a long-lasting.
It's like you ever like watch the fucking like show or a TV show or a movie with a dog in it, and you're just like, yeah, that's
Scruff,
that dog's probably dead. I mean, it was a cartoon character.
No,
the guy who voiced the cartoon character.
No, that
I
was
think
a real
actually
dog. Don't.
The guy who
my
voiced,
childhood,
I think
please.
the guy who voiced the cartoon character of Scruff McGruff is dead now.
What's
like
worse
died
is,
recently within the last year.
Really?
Yeah.
What's worse is all the laugh tracks.
Oh yeah, the laugh track.
Like,
no, you're getting me off my point here. I'm talking about accents. Accents. So apparently, the the American accent, and comes from the British colonists that were here in the early 1700s, and evolved since then. I mean, languages evolved.
Yeah.
The Australian accent similarly evolved from the British accent from the people who were brought over to Australia. So it turns out
the kind of thing I think about in the shower, because I'm gonna be honest with this.
I don't want you to be honest about things you think about in the shower.
All the time. I won't stop. Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, so it turns out that what we think about a British accent has also similarly been evolving in the British Isles over that same amount of time.
Okay.
Right? So the British accent from back when they first colonized the Americas was actually a lot closer to what the American accent is today. And there's actually a place in Tidewater, Virginia, that is supposed to have the closest thing to the original British accent. And you listen to it, and it really sounds a lot like an American accent. Except that every once in a while there's like a weird kind of British twang to it. British twang.
This is interesting. There are other places where that happens too.
Mm-hmm.
In the Midwest of America, there are certain things that sound almost like Irish.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know where the Midwest. I think is a lot of Northern Europeans.
Okay, Bobby.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, there.
Actually, that's what maybe.
It's from Bobby's
accent.
World.
But oh my
Bobby's
God, you know
World?
it.
Of
You
course
know
I
it.
know
Oh
Bobby's
my God,
World.
that's amazing.
Bro, we just fist bumped here.
Oh, we did. That's amazing. No. But
Here's the thing. Bobby's
Midwest accent, by the way, is my worst accent. I don't know how to do it, but I've heard it.
My Midwest accent is actually pretty close to my Canadian accent. I make fun of Canadian accents all the time. No, you go. All right, there. We're just gonna head down to the Tim Hortons and grab a coffee and a donut. Hey,
it's close to Chicago.
Gonna grab a Tim Hortons, eh? Chicago. Yeah, Bears.
The Bears.
You know, I got heart problems. My doctor said I should lay off the red meat. Oh, that's a baker's dozen.
That's right.
You know, you can't see it. You can't see it. Yeah, there's an old SNL bit. I'm pounding my chest like I've got a heart attack, and it says, "Oh, that's a baker's dozen."
This is Chris Farley. You gotta know Chris Farley.
Oh my God, Chris, fucking saint, man. That guy was the funniest guy alive.
He was hilarious.
The funniest guys alive from SNL are dead now and died in the 90s.
That's right.
Chris Farley
That's
one.
Right.
And Phil Hartman is the other one.
Wait.
Phil fucking Hartman.
He's Mr. Anchorman.
Phil Hartman was not an Anchorman.
What?
Who are you thinking about?
I'm also very bad at names and dates.
Especially of celebrities.
Of anyone.
Yeah.
But wait,
Phil Hartman died in like 1998.
Who's the guy that was in? Who's the guy that was in Anchorman? He was the guy that was like the boss.
Oh, that's Fred Willard.
What?
Yeah, Fred Willard.
I've always thought it was Phil Hartman.
He was in Fred Willard was in Wall-E. He was
really?
he was the boss of By and Large.
No way. That's great.
That like bailed as soon as things got bad.
That's
and
awesome.
I mean, he's also in a ton of. He's like a real character actor. He was in a lot of the Christopher Guest movies, like
I don't know what that is. That's cool.
Mighty Wind and
Ducks.
Mighty Ducks. No, it was not Mighty
That's
Ducks. Who's in Best in Show.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's one of those movies that I've actually always meant to watch all the way through, but I've only ever seen most of it on a TV.
There was some ridiculously obscure like 1970s sci-fi television show that I learned about recently.
Yeah.
I forgot where I learned about it. I actually think I was watching I feel like Red Letter Media just put out a review. They do these reviews of old movies. And it's literally review where they go back and watch an old movie. So it's a reviewing, and then they review it. So you see what they did there. And so they made a reference to like some really old sci-fi movie. And I like looked up. Oh, they showed like some of the credits from the sci-fi movie. And like Fred Willard was in it.
Really?
In like the 1970s. I was like, really? No way. So I went to IMDb and checked it out, and sure enough, it's like fucking Fred Willard.
Ridiculous.
Like, 30, 40 years ago in this random sci-fi movie. It was crazy.
That's ridiculous. That's actually very surprising.
Yeah. I don't even know. I can probably look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
His name wasn't a thing, maybe?
I don't know. Fred Willard. It was like a sci-fi TV show. Maybe was he in Spinal Tap? That'd be hilarious.
Really? That was the one. Like my dad always tried to get me to reach that.
Space Force.
Watch that.
Space Force, 1978. What?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look this up. Fred Willard in Space Force. Let's see what he looked like. There he is.
Holy crap! He looks exactly the same.
Yeah,
that's the Coneheads.
I don't think it's him. It's Fred Willard. I don't think this is Fred Willard.
Was he the Coneheads?
No, it's not a cone. I don't think that's actually
Fred Willard. It's literally a cone on the head.
Yeah, but I don't think that's Fred Willard. This is Fred Willard. This is what he looked like back in the day.
Looks exactly the same.
I know it is. Anyway, I'm gonna look up Fred Willard. If he is in Spinal Tap, I'm gonna be impressed. But he does work with Christopher Guest a lot,
I have
so I wouldn't
Spinal
be.
Tap the VHS.
The VHS.
Yes, and I've had it for years.
Oh my God, he is
in
Spinal Tap. He's like some random cop.
Crap. He looks a little bit different there.
Yeah, look at him. That's hilarious.
That is actually.
I knew he worked with Christopher Guest. I had no idea he was in that particular movie.
My father had always told me to watch this movie, and I always refused. I thought it won't be as funny as all the movies I watch constantly.
Yeah, right.
And maybe it was. But I never.
I watched this. I had seen Spinal Tap once, and admittedly, it was probably when I was like about 20, so it was probably like 10 years ago or so. Right. And so I didn't think it was.
Away your age.
Oh, people on the stream well know that I am 30 years old, about to be 31. I'm the oldest people on a lot of these streams. Actually, Theo here. I wish Theo was actually on stream with me because he'd be older.
I'm 32, and it's a very sad.
You're not 32 yet. Oh shit, you are 32.
I'm gonna be 33. Wait.
Holy shit, you know you are 32.
Am I?
Because I'm about to be 31.
I always forget.
And you're the year. Are you the year older? No, you're not a year older. Are you 31 now?
I think I might be.
You're 31 now.
Oh crap!
And then I'm about to be 30, because I'm about to be 31,
Shit.
and then you're gonna be 32 at the end of this year.
That's right, September. Oh,
yeah. No, don't worry about it. We're gonna be 31 together for like the next 6 months.
Wait, when's your birthday again? I always forget.
It's like 3 weeks from now.
Who knows?
Nobody knows. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, shit. What was I talking about? Oh, Spinal Tap.
Right.
Okay. So I watched it in my early 20s. Like, I was probably literally 20. I watched it in college. And I didn't think it was as funny as, people that had been built up as this, like, insanely amazing, movie, satire kind of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that funny. I watched it again recently, and it was the funniest fucking
Really?
thing. Yeah. There was one scene in particular that made me laugh the most.
So here you go, guys. You gotta have a brain that's starting to degrade quickly. And
once you hit 30, and then you
just watch.
Just watch movies again after you're 30.
Yeah,
it's like a whole new movie.
Funny. Yeah.
Anyway, so there's a scene where they've got this song called like Stonehenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about Stonehenge. So they get this little Stonehenge block.
Yeah.
Right? And they meet with the design artist, and they say, and they're a British band, so I'm gonna do a British.
British
band. All right, so they meet with the artist, and she brings out this little Stonehenge block. He's like, "Oh, this is great! I love this mock-up."
No offense, by the way, British people.
Yeah,
that's fine. But
to have a British accent.
And if it were literally in the Obama era, I wouldn't even feel a need to say that. But I need to kind of explain myself. I live in a country with Anyway, okay. Well, enough said.
Okay, British people. Anyway, so they meet with the design artist, and she's got this little mock-up of the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This little mock-up Stonehenge, so it's probably like a foot tall, right? It's like, oh, this looks great. I love this mock-up. It's gonna look so much better when it's 20 feet tall.
Notice the lack of T.
Yeah, that's how you better.
And better.
It's gonna look so much better when it's 20 feet tall, mate.
No.
And she's like, 20 feet tall. What are you talking about? This is it. They're like, it can't be this. The Stonehenge stones as well. This is a little tiny thing.
Yeah.
Right? And it like immediately cuts to their concert where they're playing Stonehenge.
Yeah.
Right? And you see this big old Stonehenge block that lowers from the ceiling, right? And it slowly zooms out to reveal it's the little 1 foot tall one that just lands in the middle of their concert. So they keep doing the concert with this tiny little Stonehenge block in the middle of it. It's amazing. Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Is that how you know? That's how you know it's good, because it's hilarious. It's a weird southern.
Rowan, I will be right back.
Cool. I'm gonna
have to do some
talk
Pokemon shit.
I'm talk about Pokemon. I talk about Pokemon for like 4 hours at a time. Go.
It sounds like I can talk about Pokemon. I can talk about Pokemon for 4 hours straight.
You guys don't even know how much Pokemon I fucking do. I'm a fucking Pokemon master.
Yeah, but he just wants to stream them, so it's just like he has some strange things.
I regret making this a rated R stream now.
You regret making it, and I don't blame him for that. And I will be right back.
Okay. The public service announcement I do not and have never wanted to have sexual relations with a Pokemon. The fact that I need to say this in relation to Theodore's comments is beyond me. This is what I get for making a rated R stream, people. FYI. Which I'm very happy with. The rated R stream is nice because it allows me to, I feel like be a little more free with my speech. You guys don't know this. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you've heard it today. Like, I curse like a goddamn sailor. Alright? And on stream, I have to limit myself. It's like have you ever seen the South Park movie? Right? Where Cartman gets that brain chip inside him that causes him to not curse at all, and he hates it. It's like having that removed. It's like being free all of a sudden. It's really quite nice. Now I gotta check this real quick. I have one whole box left, so we're gonna hatch these 5 eggs in another whole box, and then we're gonna see. We're gonna see if that's enough to get the shiny Deerling. I'm actually very surprised that this Deerling is taking so long. I got to admit. I have wanted to hunt these shiny Deerling for such a long time, right? I've wanted to. I mean, I got this spring Deerling already from my shiny forms decks, but I have to get this summer one. The number of eggs this is taking, I a little bit regret this. This entire undertaking, the entire shiny forms decks, feels a little regrettable at the moment. That's all right. We're gonna get it eventually. There's so many more hunts ahead of me. I've been looking at all of the various gender differences that I can hunt for. Oh my god, there's so many. I've decided just recently that I'm gonna hunt for Ursaring by PokeRadar. I don't know how many people have done that. I am going to hunt for Ursaring by PokeRadar on Gen 6. Oh hey, you're back.
Evacuation. Evacuation complete.
That is an Austin Powers reference.
For those of you who haven't seen it, see it. It's
really
see funny.
It. Not only is Austin Powers hilarious, but it holds the fuck up.
It does. Over time.
You know, the funny thing is that movie came out in 1996.
Oh no! Please don't do this. Please don't do this.
It's like a 20-year-old, 20-plus-year-old movie.
Oh, I swear it's not mine.
I swear, baby. No, oh my god. I just spilled beer everywhere.
No.
Including a little bit on my 3DS, which is not awesome.
He will no longer be able to stream.
No, don't say that.
He will no longer be able to do anything else.
You don't have like a...
No, it's just not. It's just...
Oh, shite.
I do. It sounds safe.
No.
Actually, wait.
No, I don't want to use that.
No, here. This part has not been used.
I don't know. What could I possibly know? Alright.
I knew it. It was all a lie. It's been used. You just tainted your 3DS with germs.
No, it literally looked like you had sneezed into it. And...
Yeah, probably.
Oh, great.
Is that a problem?
I guess not. I'm already, like, just sitting here fucking sick.
Probably a season with like blood and other things were involved in that. And now it's on your 3DS.
No, I don't want to know.
It's taking over.
Oh my god, this is the beginning of some fucking sci-fi story. It's gonna be like the symbiont, that took over Peter Parker, became Venom.
That was part of a comic book.
It was part of a comic book. FYI, guys, we are continuing to drink beer. Why? What are you drinking right now?
Hop Nest Monster.
A Hop Nest Monster by what brewery?
This is Catawba.
Catawba Brewing.
You tasted it, right?
Yeah, no, I'm drinking it right now. Actually,
bad, right?
It's very good.
Yeah, I've had more.
Yeah. No. I mean, I've got a lot more.
Actually, I've had this.
No, but I've got a lot more of this left.
Well, in any case, back to a certain discussion that I wanted to get back to.
Yeah,
so I want to say one.
God.
I want to say one thing about anime.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I had to talk about some anime later, so remind me about that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, but anyway, keep going.
I'm not sure if it will appeal to anyone out there that happens to get to this part of this broadcast. Or whatever the hell
that is true.
Call it.
How far are we in? We're over an hour. We're an hour and 12 minutes. Can you tell? See, streaming goes so fast,
it
man.
It does go very fast.
When you're talking to somebody like this.
It's true. Well, it goes that fast anytime. You just don't typically actually.
I guess you don't really.
Attention to it.
But time flies when you're having fun. Anyway, talk about anime.
I don't know what.
Theory of anime.
So, Sire no Moribito.
What?
Sire no Moribito. No!
That sounds like some goddamn weeb shit.
Moribito. It's just the Japanese title. Okay?
Well, it sounds like some goddamn weeb shit to refer to an anime by its Japanese title.
A Japanese title.
But does it have an English name?
It does. But in English, it was retardedly just called Moribito, which is not English at all.
Oh, is this the one? There's that one anime. All right, never mind.
Yes, it is.
It is the one you tried to get the four heavens or whatever.
What?
I don't forget. There's one beautifully animated anime.
Beautifully animated. That's true.
Beautifully animated anime you told me to watch, and I could not get into it. It was like a princess, and a warrior.
It's not a princess. So the whole idea.
Oh, it is the same anime.
It's okay. The whole idea, in fact, in my opinion, is the opposite of what that would entail. The idea is there is a. Was it a lady
warrior?
There's a lady warrior.
Yeah, I knew it was the same anime.
She has this. She's a master with the spear, the short spear, and she's able.
What's the point of a short spear?
I don't know. But anyway, she's mastering it.
By the way, the only one who has mastered the short spear. Sounds like a euphemism for something.
Oh, definitely. But no, she. By the way, this is all based off of light novels, which eventually actually became more than just young adult novels and became just novels, by an author who I really wish that offhand I could just say her name, but she was actually a Hans Christensen award-winning author.
Hans Christian Andersen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hans
Christian Andersen is like the Little Mermaid and the little the ugly duckling.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't for this story that she won it for, but it was it was a children's major award, international.
It's a major award.
That's right. Anyway, she's an incredible author. Actually, she's a Japanese woman that apparently is a anthropologist at one of the major Japanese universities. Okay. And so she based this off of a lot of her, apparently, of her, what's called, it bothers me, anthropological studies. There are these books that anthropologists do. I forget what it's called right now. They're like theses, but, or theses.
Yeah, theses.
You think I should know
I have theses, yeah. Have you written multiple theses?
Yeah, actually I have.
I think it is theses, actually.
I think it might be.
Anyway.
I should probably know this for sure. Anyway, but anthropologists have to pretty much, rather than just write it, part of what they do is they actually go and have to live in the culture.
Okay. Hey, that is Shiny Deerling. Nice. Right there.
Good job.
Shiny Deerling, summer form. I think at this point. So this is one of two that I need.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is a Shiny form dex. I'm explaining this to Theo right here.
I know it. That's right.
As you know, because he has no idea what I'm doing.
I am the layman. I am the common man.
The common man.
I am Harry Potter. That'd be awesome.
Well, Harry Potter ends up being a wizard, so.
You're a wizard, Theo.
Anyway,
hear it.
So I am doing the Shiny form deck. So basically, what happened is I completed a living Shiny dex, which means that I have one instance of every Shiny Pokemon.
Okay.
Right. And now I'm going for a Shiny form dex, which means that I'm trying to get all the various forms of Pokemon, because some Pokemon have multiple forms.
All right.
For example, Deerling here has 4 forms. I've only got one of them in the living Shiny dex because that's all I need to get the entry into the dex.
You're not talking about evolutions? Just like by itself?
Yeah, so Deerling has 4 forms. A spring form, a summer form,
hold on.
a fall form.
Was it Derby? The insect that hung.
Burmy has several forms.
That's right.
Burmy has 3 forms.
I'm getting it, guys.
So I'm gonna hunt for exactly. So I'm gonna have to hunt for 3 Burmy forms.
Wow. Okay.
For example. So this is one of the Deerling forms I need. I need a second one to be able to evolve this into its evolution Shiny Sawsbutt, because this is the only way to hunt them.
Wow.
So that's where I'm at right now. So this is great. Currently on 735 eggs here, which took way longer than I was hoping.
Sounds like a lot.
It is a lot.
Okay.
Way more than I was hoping. So anyway, guys, I guess if you're watching on YouTube, this will be the end of the video. Thank you for Theo for accompanying me on this one. I think we're going to maybe do another one in the near future, but I'm definitely going to hunt for another Shiny Deerling, so look out for that in the near future. Otherwise, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, like I said, this is the end. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, guys, we are going to see you on the next Shiny.
Awesome.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm going to cut that part out.
Okay.
I knew I had the exact part of. I'm sorry. I had in my mind the exact part where this video was gonna end, and it was not there. I'm gonna take a screen. I'll take a screen capture of it later. Sweet. So now, I think what I do is I hatch all these eggs without counting the rest of them. I don't know how to do this, but no, that's not true. I'll reset the count here. I gotta edit this. We'll edit this down to 0. Okay. Cool. All right, I gotta hatch like 25 more eggs. Sweet. Yeah. Oh, and not accidentally release the Deerling. Here it is. Look at that thing. Oh, it's beautiful, man. And I think it's an underrated shiny, honestly.
I don't even see how shiny it is.
Okay. So, see this Deerling right here, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think is the difference between this Deerling on the game screen and this Deerling over?
One is of less quality.
Okay, well,
yes.
Clearly, yes.
And the darker green.
What is the difference? What is the major color difference here?
Yeah, the flower on top.
Flower on top. Yeah. This thing. So that's
also the spots. Same thing.
The yellow bits change to pink. That is the difference with these Deerling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's underrated as a shiny, honestly. I mean, shiny hunting isn't for everybody, you know, because you have to sit here and what's the best way to say this? You have to sit here and enjoy the slight difference in color, and that's it. That's all. It doesn't get better stats. Doesn't get a special ability. It's just a slightly different color.
It's the notoriety, to be honest. Well, even if no one else was involved, I have to say there is something about having something special, just that's hard to get. There's its own reward to it. That it's pretty awesome.
I agree. It is the reward. The reward is not, well, in my opinion, it's not the shiny is its own reward, yes, but a lot of it is so much of the journey to get there.
That's right. Other people can appreciate it too, which makes it even all the more interesting.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know. That's my opinion. But anyway, I'm actually surprised that we got that there. That's cool.
Go ahead and say nice with no I.
Noise. You saw that Key and Peele bit with the noise. You didn't see that? They got the noise. I just dropped my fucking stylus. I do this so often. Are you ready for this? I'm gonna pick it up.
Oh my god!
Can you do that?
I can.
Oh Jesus! I didn't mean for you to actually grab it from my foot.
I didn't wash my hands.
You probably should. I didn't mean I was gonna grab it.
I get cancer. But now I'm actually gonna
he's gonna get my foot cancer.
Now I'm gonna get it. I'm just gonna feel horrible because I made light of it, and that will be my undoing.
Oh Lord.
In life.
Yeah, there you go. That's the tragic story. You ever heard the story of Theo the Wise?
Of Theo Lies?
Theo the Wise. Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Oh no!
He thought that he could not get cancer from a foot, but he was wrong.
It was a mighty foot. It's just really bad cancer.
The mightiest foot.
But yes, cancer of the body is what I was trying to do. Just generally.
Just FYI, if you could, try not to get cancer. If you get cancer, alright, I mean,
by the way, I'm kind of freaked out because as a kid, I got used to the idea that every time I would try to say that, like, make light of some one disease, I would find myself having it soon after. So here I am doing this again.
Well, don't talk about lupus, I guess.
Oh god! Like
lupus? No, like lupus, like the autoimmune disease.
Oh.
I think you're thinking of
werewolf.
Lycanthropy. It's not lupus. It's never lupus.
That's with the moon. Screw you. No.
Lupus has to do with wolves. Okay. I don't know what it actually has to do with wolves.
Probably was a disease.
Lupus. I don't know what lupus is.
Actually, maybe came from this one guy that had sex with a monkey.
I'm really glad it's a rated R stream.
Had to do something that one guy had. Okay.
Sex with a wolf?
I wasn't gonna say that. That's horrible.
Oh, you could say H came from having sex with a monkey.
That is horrible, Robert. I would never.
I could talk about lupus.
Disgusting.
All right, I'm looking up lupus.
Bad.
Well, I could have told you that. I don't know. There's multiple kinds of lupus. All right, this is the one. There's multiple autoimmune disease.
She has pimples outside of her own skin.
You guys
it's
can't
outside
see
of her
this.
field. Do you see that?
I don't see that.
That's
All right, the question is, I'm looking for the etymology of the disease lupus, and I can't find a whole lot. Epidemiology, that's not etymology. I don't know why lupus is called lupus.
It must have to do with the moon in some way, I would imagine.
Yeah, you'd think it would actually tell me here.
Right? You would think.
You would think. One would think, but it doesn't. It doesn't tell me. I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now. The Wikipedia ain't telling me shit, man. Alright. Causes. I got causes of lupus. I don't give a shit about causes of lupus. Why is lupus? Alright, lupus. Alright, we're gonna look this up.
That's a real person. That's terrible.
It is a real person. People get lupus.
Not really. That's terrible.
Jesus. We are looking. Oh, a history etymology. It's down here. I just clicked on the wrong lupus article.
You thought we were done? We haven't even started. We're almost
there
done.
are several explanations ventured for the term lupus erythematosus. All right. Lupus is Latin for wolf, and erythro is derived from Greek for red, not mana, but the Greek for red.
Okay.
All explanations originate with the reddish, butterfly-shaped malar rash that the disease classically exhibits across the nose and.
Horrible. I'm looking at that right now.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm glad you think it's horrible because it sounds like you were really.
No, I just think it's bad. I just think it's bad. No, that's not true.
Some people thought the rash resembled the pattern of fur on a wolf's face.
Is this next song? Is this for me? It's like, oh shit, how do I get out of this?
Yeah, this is
hole?
your.
Like, oh no, that's not
dug
true.
yourself a hole.
No.
Another account claims that the term lupus did not come from Latin directly, but from the French for a French style of mask that women reportedly wore to conceal the rash on their faces. The mask is called a loup, and that is the French for wolf. So there's a couple of different.
I will always remember that French people used to wear wolves on their faces.
I think that's the real takeaway here, honestly.
Literal takeaway: French people wear wolves on their faces today.
No, not French people.
All French people wear
French
wolves
people
on their faces.
Some
and
French
now we
people
know.
at some point did wear wolves on their faces, but
amazing,
it's not. Hashtag not all French people, okay?
Rowan, you are the man. I gotta say. Only you.
What?
Just because you know these strange facts.
I didn't know the strange. I had to look it up on Wikipedia.
Rowan is this strange person who happens to know these strange things, and he's the only. Okay.
Can it be a non-strange person that knows strange things?
He's one of two people actually that I know, and the other may be listening to this at some point. I hope.
Oh God.
I hope.
We're gonna have to send her the link at some point.
Maybe. Oh, sorry.
Or we could bury this forever in a time capsule.
Sorry, that sounded like the.
I don't know what that sounded like.
Emperor from Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah, that's right.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
I personally, I try to make that voice every day, maybe 3 times a day, just to practice it. It's good practice. That way,
when the time comes, I'd like to sound like Emperor Palpatine.
Whoa! What is happening? Because I don't know.
No, he sounds like now, young Skywalker, you will die.
You have the lip thing. So
I don't know.
He has the lip thing.
The lip is the exact.
There's one part of the lip that slightly curls up. Only the one part.
Only in evil people.
That's right.
So I was acting like an evil. I was acting like Emperor Palpatine.
That means I'm Luke Skywalker.
Clearly. Luke Skywalker wins actually. Emperor Palpatine gets thrown down a fucking
just like
reactor shaft.
Battle.
Close. Why? Hold up. Actually, why is Emperor Palpatine's throne room like directly connected to the reactor shaft? For the entire fucking Death Star.
These questions. Okay,
they get thrown down the reactor shaft.
Ever.
Oh man.
Don't want to know.
I have to show you something later.
Oh, no.
No, it's actually
Please
Star Wars.
no.
It's Star Wars related. It is. I don't usually like these, but have you ever heard of the bad lip reading YouTube channel?
I've heard of Backstreet of the West.
Okay, so it's not that.
Or the East? What was it?
That's the mistranslation of Revenge of the Sith.
It's literally a translation of a translation of a translation.
Yeah. It's like that thing you used to do. I don't know if you used to do that back in the day when it wasn't even Google Translate. It was Babelfish on Alta
Vista. Kingdom Hearts. This music.
Kingdom Hearts. One sec. I'm gonna look this up. This says Choto Gym Leader. To be fair, they do this occasionally, wherein they remix the Pokemon song with another song. For example, there's one Pokemon song, Notorious, that they remix into Tetris.
Awesome.
So no, but this one they totally could.
You're talking, by the way, to a master of Tetris.
You like Tetris?
So you a while ago told me about one of your uncles or something.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He beat Tetris.
Yeah, I beat it too a number of times.
See, I'm so bad at Tetris, I didn't even know you could beat Tetris.
It's so strange because at some point you get used to the idea that blocks will just fall immediately as they go.
I know.
And it's pretty.
You get in like the zone or something.
You get in the zone. You have to get. The thing for me that's the hardest about Tetris is strangely getting used to looking at top right for the next piece.
Yeah. And like anticipating that.
That's right. It's just a strange.
Does the Tetris piece always fall right from the middle? When a Tetris piece falls, is it always right from the middle?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. I'm saying this, and I haven't actually been an awesome Tetris player for probably a couple of years now.
Would you play on the original Game Boy?
No.
What would you play on?
The computer and some emulators of the Game Boy as well.
Okay.
But also after that, though, some others. Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Clearly, I know what that is.
Actually, it's out for the 3DS, I believe, and it has been for some time. It's also out for the Vita, but only in Japan. But the Vita is region free. So actually, I have that game.
Okay.
And Puyo Puyo Tetris. I may be pronouncing that completely wrong. This is the first time I've ever played a Puyo Puyo game. Puyo Puyo. That's right.
Is it with a U or an O?
I actually forget.
P blank Y O.
That's right.
Okay, so we know it's either U or O. We just don't know which one it is.
That's right. Anyway, this was a mashup between that game and Tetris. That game actually, apparently, and I'm sure some people must know, because this is the kind of strange people know, or video, that's a big deal over in all the places, and here are the people that actually know about that stuff. Puyo Puyo is actually a really popular game, and it's similar to Tetris in certain ways. This recent Puyo Puyo Tetris is one of the best rated Tetris games.
I miscounted. Yeah, sorry. No, keep talking. I miscounted. I do that a lot. I miscounted by one. Keep going. Sorry.
No, I just wanted to draw attention to the fact that you miscounted.
I know.
As much as possible.
What is so what kind of game is Puyo Puyo?
Actually,
what Puyo Puyo?
Sadly, I've only ever played a Tetris game so far. On Puyo Puyo. Puyo Puyo Tetris is some kind of anniversary version of Puyo Puyo. This has been around for a long time apparently on many different consoles. And I kind of feel like a noob here, which I am, because I don't know exactly the mechanics.
On some level, aren't we all noobs?
On some level,
we're all noobs at something. I'm, for example, a noob at flying airplanes.
Actually, I would consider myself just barely above you.
Have you played a flight simulator? Because I haven't.
I have actually flown an airplane.
Whoa!
Yeah.
A real airplane.
A couple times, yeah.
A couple of times.
A couple times.
With like you have some kind of flight instructor or something?
My brother.
Wow, he let you fly an airplane?
Yeah, a few times.
Oh man.
Yeah, a couple times actually.
That's awesome.
Well, actually, it may have been a few times rather than a couple. But it was at least
what do you do? How do you fly an airplane?
One, you make sure that you have someone that can definitely fly it. But
so you just get in the airplane. Full disclosure here, I've never flown. I am your flight instructor, but I've only read it in books.
And here we go. 2 times at least.
Right.
No, but I will say, landing and taking off, and this isn't any kind of surprise.
Yeah, see, that's the hard part, right?
That's the hard part. I never did that.
Landing is the hard part.
Yeah, because
if you fuck that up, you are dead.
Yeah, he had me do it like 5 times, and we died twice. Okay.
But we respawn.
That's right. It's how the world works.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not really. There's no consequences for things.
It's not wonderful.
Yeah.
No. But no, actually, we're in the air. Actually, using the yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's so cool.
Well, it's actually a lot.
Wait, did he take off and fly in
Of
land
course,
for it?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man, see, it's not...
He took care of the takeoff and landing.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Because
yeah.
Okay, it's like I've sailed a boat before, right?
Right.
But it was with my grandfather. He really
Right.
took it out of the slip and he brought it back in.
Right.
But when we were out on the ocean, I got to do the thing.
That's
so
right.
Is that kind of a similar thing?
Exactly the same thing.
See, because it was so
It's
easy. It
much
was actually
easier
very
to fly it.
easy.
Except for the fact that if you point it down too much, you're going to crash.
Yes, that's a big fucking problem.
But, and a lot of airplanes, including the kind of small aircraft that at the time my brother was flying. And now
What
he's
kind of were
flying.
you on a Cessna or something like that?
Sadly, my knowledge of names and dates are very bad.
It was smallish airplane.
Smallest airplane. It was. I should be able to say whether it was a jet or propeller engine, but I believe it was
Probably a propeller. You wouldn't fly a jet.
No, it wasn't a jet engine.
Yeah.
But it was a I don't know. A more, I don't know.
What's the propeller? It had the propeller on the front,
It seemed
right?
like a more recent small airplane. That's all I can say.
Okay. More recent small airplane. We've narrowed it down.
Within like the last 20 years.
Okay.
At least.
Airplanes can fly like forever though. Like you can fly like a 50-year-old airplane. Like no problem. I guess it's like a car.
You
can
do
fly.
have to make sure you at least two. So
yeah, obviously you gotta make sure.
my brother
You gotta make sure it's working.
Actually, he had that job.
Really?
He was given it not because he had
Not
to.
because he wanted it.
It was the job he
He was
deserved.
given it.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
No,
it's not the job I want right now, but it's the job I deserve.
That's right. No. It's not the job that I don't care. It's bad.
Oh yeah. Point being, you were in a fucking airplane and you were given the controls at some point.
Well, it was cool. At the beach, I was able to actually go and it was really cool. At the coast, to see the coastline in that way was actually cool. And a lot of people actually get this opportunity. More people than I realize. At the same time, I'm sure you can say in the same vein.
I've never
in
had
the
that
same vein,
opportunity.
exactly.
It's really cool.
In the same vein, more people than you realize, but also less people than you realize.
Yeah.
You know, it never actually follows the way you think.
Right.
Nothing does. More people than I think from a purely statistical standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
I believe nowadays actually have the opportunity at some point to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Way less people in the same vein, given that, oh wow, a lot of people actually get to do this. No. There are also far less people with the opportunity to even have a chance to do this. So, it's kind of double-sided.
It's privilege right there.
It is privilege.
It's sky privilege.
That's right.
You gotta check your sky privilege, man.
You do, and you have to. There's a whole club there.
The sky. Oh, the Mile High Club.
My brother and I. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No. But isn't that what you do? You join clubs and it's cool. Anyway, but yeah. So
anyway, but you flew the plane. You flew the
plane. And also, actually, this has made me cooler. Although it's horrible because I'm sure that hopefully everyone can agree. NASCAR is not cool. And if you
what does
think it's
NASCAR
cool,
have to do with planes?
I will tell you in a second.
All right, fine.
If you think it's cool, I don't know why, and I can't blame you.
I agree. Well, I've never got it. It's some straight up redneck shit.
Right.
In my opinion.
And that's cool. And if you're a Pokemon addict that likes NASCAR, then actually
you're in a very small club.
You're in a small club. And
it's
actually,
not the Mile High Club though.
Because you have made something new.
It's a brand new club.
Given that. Actually, it's pretty cool. So my brother actually for a while flew for sports.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I can imagine that would be so much cooler from a plane because you can see the whole fucking thing.
Well, people don't realize that actually for a lot of sports, including even football.
Yeah.
It's just football.
Well, I mean, that's where you get your aerial shots of the arena and
That's
things
right.
like
That's
that.
right. That's right. The arena and also sometimes even the landscape of the city. Like in Super Bowls, you'll see sometimes there's a shot of a bridge. Mm-hmm. My brother apparently went underneath the, which I don't think you're supposed to be able to do. Like
not in a plane. You can do it in a helicopter, maybe.
Well, you're not supposed to legally. I don't know.
There's a lot of rules.
He went under the Golden Gate Bridge or something like that.
I was planning on uploading this. This is not going to incriminate him or anything, is it?
No. Okay. No, it was like well known because he actually. So my brother is really annoying because he's way better than I am.
My brother's the worst at that.
And this is gonna sound like one of those stupid bragging things that doesn't actually happen. My brother's that kind of person.
This is the last egg, by the way.
He got an Emmy.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
I actually have a picture to show you now, and I've held it now. It's heavy as shit. You would not think so.
Really?
It's actually.
It's like
really
you ever
heavy.
seen that? I think it's who is that? They got up there with her Oscar. He's like, wow, these things are heavy.
Really?
Who did that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is the last egg, by the way. So, this, I guess, is the end of the video. I would say it's the end of the stream, but we didn't get to stream it. But we did get to sit here and go through this together. Shit. Yeah, and just talk about shit for like an hour and a half, which is awesome.
If you like this, subscribe to his channel, please.
Yeah, what he said. I didn't say. This is not my words. These are his words.
Like and subscribe.
Like, what are you?
This is the very first time I've ever said this word.
If you like this channel, just give me a like, throw a subscribe, smash that like button, smash that like button.
Yeah, just smash it.
And I want to see a million likes on this video. If we can get a million likes,
then we'll talk.
Then I guess if we get a million likes, maybe I'll upload another video. I don't know.
If not, there will be trouble for you personally.
Okay. We're connected with the mob over here. Yeah. Some mafia. Now, guys, thank you so much for watching, though. I guess we'll see you in the next one. And, as always, this is my sign-off phrase. I have a sign-off phrase.
This is a sign-off phrase.
Sign-off phrase is, as always, we're going to see you... No. It's sign-off phrase.
Oh, it's Rowan out of here. Going.
All right, new sign-up phrase. Rowan out. Now I'm saying, we'll see you on the next shiny. No, that sucks now. Rowan out.